The following program is rated TVG. It's intended for general audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
This classic game show episode's coming soon to one of my YouTube channels.
How you invested your money or what you did with it?
Well, I first spent some of it having a good time, Jack, and then put some in the bank, put some in investments, and used it to keep the landlord away from my door while I kept on with the writing.
A good thing to do. Well, we have a moment here that we want you to take a peek at on our monitor. The people at home will see it there. When you appeared, it was 1973. We had a rule then about a Joker jackpot. And here's that moment just before you broke the Joker jackpot for $20,500 some odd dollars. Gertrude Berg created a famous radio serial, Bronx Family, headed by a character named Molly. For $20,562. What was the last name of the family?
Goldberg.
What a moment. Ron Quigley, you know, with your glasses and with your beard and your mustache, I hardly recognize you. I'm sure the people did, but now that you took your glasses off, we see you much better.
That's like looking through a high school yearbook, Jack.
It really is, although a little more profitable.
Yes.
Show you both the categories we're going to use.
Well, Jack, we'd been renting a home up to the time that I was on the game, and with the winnings, I was able to buy a home and completely furnish it, drive a couple cars, take a few vacations, you know, things like that.
You really lived it up.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Well, it was a very exciting moment. I remember very well when you were on the Joker's Wild. I want to show you that moment, recapture it for you and our audience. Here is the precise moment that led you to $25,000. 3 jokers, that'll put you over the $25,000 mark. If the devil comes up, you lose, and you could go on and play another game, see what you get. Here we go. You have Joker, Joker, Joker! What a moment. That was an exciting one. And Tom Kuzmic, we had lots of fun with him on the Joker's Wild, too. Tom, what happened to your 19,000 some odd dollars?
Well, Jack, when I was back in high school and college, I didn't own a car of my own, and my brother used to always make his accessible to me. So when I won, I gave him a brand new car. And with some of the other money, I put some in the bank. I used some for travel, and I invested some in the stock market. I bought some stocks that at first went down, and then they started rising up. They had a 2-for-1 split, so I finished pretty well ahead of the game.
That's very, very good. I remember there was a particular moment on the old Joker's Wild show that I remember very well. It took place, as a matter of fact, after you won the $19,451. Take a look and see if you remember it. Well, this very responsive audience out here, and I'm sure the millions of people across the country were screaming and yelling at your victory and at your obvious elation. You were muttering and murmuring all kinds of things here. What were some of the things you were saying? I couldn't even hear you saying, I couldn't believe it, I can't believe it. Why was that?
I was trying to remember some of my old prayers to thank heaven for this. It's just really something out of a dream, really.
In a moment of some reverence here at this moment, it is interesting to note that back, what seems like a long time ago, but it wasn't, just the last show or last 2 shows, one of the categories you had was religion. And if my memory serves me right, you answered every single question correctly. Are you a religious man?
Yes, I am, Jack. I'm, can I say my denomination?
Yes, of course.
Yes, I'm a Roman Catholic, and I've always been very interested in religion. I think that there is really something very important for everyone there.
I should say so.
Religion.
Well, you not only demonstrated that you know your own religion and other religions, but you demonstrated that you know a lot about 14 or 15 different categories. I know a lot of people here in the previous audiences were a little bit taken aback by the way you played. You played carefully, you selected categories carefully, you played for $50 instead of $100. Are you in your personal life also very, very careful and orderly young man?
Yes, Jack, I tend to be very, very cautious about serious decisions. For instance, I'm still single. I take marriage, I think, is a very important step.
And
That episode's coming soon to one of my YouTube channels. Happy holidays.